Welcome to the Afrocentric Woman, where our mission is to inspire Black women to heal core wounds and embrace a luxurious and abundant lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk, sis. Hey, I wanted to come on here while a particular topic was fresh on my mind and talk about ADOS and other Black people of African descent or immigrants in the United States and whatnot. So basically this morning, one of my friends who works in Africa, and he is from Africa but he's working in a different country, sent me a video of Umar Johnson basically trashing ADOS. And sometimes it's a little bit kind of hard to know because he doesn't specifically say which one, because sometimes I think he's really trashing Tariq Nasheed's organization, Foundational Black America, whatever that is. And but a lot of the points apply to ADOS when he's talking about, I'm not going to, disassociate myself from Africa and beg the white man for reparations and this and this and that. It's so ignorant. We'll call him a friend. My friend who sent me the video was saying, I don't agree with him on many things, but I agree with him on this. And maybe I'll go ahead and cut in his video here.
There are only 3 million African immigrants in the United States, not to mention the fact that we are all from Africa. We are all of African origin. So those Africans that are in America, those 3 million immigrant Africans, they might be my cousins. They might be my aunts and uncles. We may literally be from the same village back home. We may literally be from the same clan. We may literally be from the same ethnic nation. Why would I separate myself from my own blood, kith, and kin? Why would I do that in order to ingratiate myself to my slave master so I can beg him for reparations? That doesn't make any sense. The reparation struggle does not require us to disassociate from our African identity. The reparation struggle does not need us to disidentify from our African brothers and sisters around the world. So that's number one. There is nothing in the reparations movement strategically that requires you to disidentify from your Africanity. And I'm going to be honest with you. Had I not known who was behind this movement, I would have clearly assumed that it was a CIA front group. Because at a time when Ghana is reaching out to Africans in the diaspora, at a time when most African nations are reaching out to Africans in the diaspora, we are dealing with the quadricentennial, we are dealing with the year of return, we are dealing with Pan-African consciousness at the highest level it's been since the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey was with us. And then all of a sudden, with Africans uniting all around the world, a movement pops up out of nowhere and says, disassociate from your brothers and sisters because they're robbing you of your opportunity to get resources from your slave master. That's ridiculous. And let me say why it's ridiculous before I let you respond. Who has stolen more from Black people? African immigrants or the homosexual movement? Who has stolen more from Black people? African immigrants or the illegal Mexican immigrants? Who has stolen more from Black people? African immigrants or the feminists? Who have stolen more from Black people? African immigrants or white women? Who have stolen more from Black people? African immigrants or the racist criminal justice system, or the racist mental health system, or the racist education system, or the racist economic system? African immigrants are not my problem. White supremacy is my problem. There was one slave trade, so there should be one reparations, and anyone that wants to divide me against my brothers and sisters, whether they are from the Caribbean, Bahamas, I will see you in November. Whether they are from South America, Brazil, I will see you in November. Whether they are from Europe, Brussels, Belgium, I will see you September 6th. Whether they are in Africa, Senegal, I will see you August. Zambia, I will see you October. Where else am I going? In Ghana, I will see you in July. Anyone who wants to separate me from our brothers and sisters around the world is an enemy of Pan-Africanism. They are an enemy of my ancestors, and they are an enemy of African people. There is no way I can sit down at a table and collaborate with any organization that seeks to cause tribalism amongst the African family. Your response?
So I'm just wondering, first of all, why haven't you just thrown all of Umar Johnson away? Like, all of him. Why are you sifting through all of his hateful, unhelpful, abusive, dangerous rhetoric to try to find one thing that you agree with? Like, are you kidding me? Just throw him away. All of him and all of his rhetoric. What you have to understand, and I'm not even going to bother explaining it because I just don't even think it's worth it in that particular situation. But what I try to explain to other people is that we have to organize politically as ADOS. We cannot organize as people of color. And I've been on this for years. I have been on an anti-people of color binge for, I don't know, years. I don't believe in people of color. It doesn't work. I am black. I am black. I am not a person of color, okay? I'm an African descendant woman, you know, with phenotypically looks African. I'm not a person of color, and it doesn't work. And then even further now, you know, that I have had an opportunity to digest a lot of the ADOS information, I can align myself with that because it's even more representative of my lineage and who I am and how I show up in the world. The reason why we cannot politically organize with black immigrants is because they don't have the same grievances we have. We have particular grievances. My family is from the rural South, okay? So all of the sharecropping, all of the history of being enslaved in this country, being underpaid, being overworked, having predatory loans, being redlined, you know, not being passed over for promotions, being underpaid. I already said that, sorry. But all of that is my lineage. So if you're coming to this country and you've been here for a few years, you know, maybe one generation, or just you're the first generation, or you're first generation born here, you don't have those grievances with the United States government. Yes, you face discrimination because all black people look the same, and yeah, you could get pulled over and you could be a victim of police brutality. No one is denying that. No one's denying that. But you don't have the same grievances with the United States government that I have. The United States government owes me a debt and my family a debt because of the public-private partnership to oppress and exploit my family and my lineage. So that's why. So when Umar's like, oh, well, I'm going to be African and we're all the same, we're not the same. I consider myself culturally Pan-African. I love various different African cultures. I really relate to a lot of them. And I'm someone who sees the sort of the thread that weaves all the various black culture as we have dispersed from Africa. Like, I see it, I hear it in the music. I mean, I enjoy a variety of music, from soca to dance hall, Afro beats, bossa nova, samba, cumbia, all of it. I love it. And I hear the drums, I hear the music, you know, and I talk to people, and I love, you know, looking at documentaries and seeing that people in Jamaica have Igbo words in their language, and people in Jamaica have Akan words in their language. I think that's beautiful that their Yoruba words spoken, you know, still in the language in Cuba and Brazil, and the culture has traveled over there. And I love it. I love to see how we have persevered through, you know, exploitation and through enslavement, and still have maintained culture and the and the no, je ne sais quoi about black people, the essence, the energy that you feel. And even if we don't speak the same language, the camaraderie and the kinsmanship that we can feel with each other because of, you know, the linkage to Africa. I love that. And I don't deny that. And I celebrate that. And I live that in my life in a very real and true way all the time, every day. But politically, it doesn't make sense for me to organize with a Nigerian who got sent over here on a scholarship to go to school and is now, you know, a doctor, and their net worth is $500,000 a year. Like, politically, we don't have anything in common to be organizing for. We don't. I mean, maybe we come together about police brutality because we're all equally subject. Although some may beg to differ about that. But nonetheless, sure. But why don't we come to a point where we say, okay, we'll organize on these particular points. But it doesn't make sense to dismantle ADOS and say, no, you guys just be general black people. Or better yet, no, just blend into being people of color. No, like, this has been systematically happening for years. I didn't have the language until I discovered ADOS. That we are washed out by way of diversity, inclusion, and people of color. So that gives the government an out of doing anything for us. So if you lump us in with immigrants and say that, oh, all immigrants and people of color have the same plight and we're going to lump you guys together, we're going to do something for you, then you say, oh, look at what we did for you, we gave you DACA. Or you're like, and the ADOS people are like, DACA ain't doing nothing for me. So if we allow to be politically lumped into black people or people of color or minorities or anything other than ADOS, we lose the ability to advocate for ourselves politically. And the specific grievances that we have a specific beef with the United States government. We have a specific claim with the United States government that traces back to enslavement, Jim Crow, redlining, state-sanctioned lynchings and mobs, because people like to try to pretend that this was all private citizenry. It wasn't. This was private citizens backed by the government, backed by the state patrol, backed by the police, backed by the courts. Okay, let's remember the courts' involvement with our exploitation and subjugation and enslavement. Okay, so this is a public-private partnership to keep black ADOS people down. So that's our beef with the United States government, and we don't need Jamaicans or Nigerians or Ghanaians or anybody getting in the way of that. You guys just stay to the sideline. Like, we love you, we appreciate you, thank you. Sure, we can all have some fufu together, but when it comes to us dealing with the United States government, we need y'all to sit down and sit to the side. And if you want to support us, but we don't need you saying that, oh no, you guys shouldn't go and unite together and go to the government. No, that's not your place to say. That's not your place. Whatever beef you have with your government, that's your beef. You know, and whatever beef you have with the United States government as a black immigrant from wherever you're from, Africa, Caribbean, wherever, then take it up with the United States government. You guys can form a group, Black Immigrants of America. I don't know. Do whatever you want. But we need to continue. We are going to continue to get momentum with ADOS. And it is relevant. It's imperative. And don't be distracted by, you know, people like Umar Johnson, who doesn't speak for intellectual black people at all. He doesn't. He does not speak for us. He is a walking meme. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Thank you so much for sharing your time and attention with the Afrocentric Woman. Special gratitude to our subscribers. If you'd like to stay connected with this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you like this content, please hit the like button. If you have any comments or thoughts about the content shared, please drop down into the comment section and let us know. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, you are unique, and you are lovable. and I appreciate you.